And welcome back to the Heart of Chaos. I'm Avier once again, and I welcome you back to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we did a ton, I repeat, a ton of side quests. And even got some of the goddess cubes out of the way. And Fledge, what do you want? Hey Link, how goes it? It's been great thanks to that stamina potion you gave me. The longer I train though, the more I realize I'll never measure up to you. I'm just so scrawny. Hey, if you're up for it, why don't you come again tonight? Fledge. Fledge is a bit much. Now, I believe that text is a bit wrong. I believe I've already done the phase for this specific dungeon. When it comes to the Sandship, when it comes to the dungeon layout and, you know, doing that side quest. So, I do not believe we're going to have to go back to him at all. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and meet you back with Skipper! So we can go find the Sandship and get Nayru's flame. Alright, so we've managed to land at the pirate stronghold where we left off, and it's time we talked to Skipper and actually made our way out to sea to find the Sandship. You know the place, some kind of thing called dowsing. That's amazing! This time we'll definitely be able to find my ship. Ready to set sail to sea! Yeah, I'm still definitely anti-dowsing. I do not like the factor, but in this instance it is... You can find it, but in the effort of time I am going to douse. There's a high probability that the ship is currently hidden from our view, but if we attack it, then we might catch a glimpse of it. This is why. The Sandship is literally invisible. Alright, it's in that direction, so let's make our way. And basically, you just keep going until the dot gets huge, or at least the circle around you gets huge. Run over some monsters if you feel like it, because we're a fan of killing the innocent creatures of the sea that shouldn't actually even be here. So, it's a simple matter of getting to where you need to go. Not the most exciting thing, though I'm not going to complain about getting to see this beautiful area even more. I'm still, as I've mentioned countless times before, a huge fan of this design, this creativity that goes with the involvement of this area. It's not even that big of a gameplay thing, which Nintendo seems to be the hugest focus. They focus on gameplay, but this area just seems to be aesthetic. The gameplay is just driving a ship around. It's not innovative. But the area is so neat, so cool, so vibrant. And that to me is a really cool thing. Anyway, looks like the dot's getting huge. Let's go ahead and fire at the invisible ship. Did you see it? That's my ship! We must pursue and keep pounding it with a cannon. Alright, you heard Skipper. I actually need to douse again. Because this thing, because of the cutscene, gets out of your way. So where'd it go? Oh wow, it got far. Okay. It is, I believe, always in this general area. At least it seems like it always is. But, I can't beat two motion controls. I lost it, didn't I? It's moving! It's moving fast! After it! There we go. And a whack. Now that we're not getting a cutscene in our way, we can actually go ahead and try. Where'd it go? That thing moves fast. It moves really fast. I apologize if the commentary is a bit lacking. This part just requires a bit more focus. Anyway, speaking of focus, now we don't need it. Welcome to the Nayru Sandship. This is the 5th dungeon in Skyward Sword. We are nearing the end. And with the nearing of the end, you see all these bones around here. There are barrels to slice if you need to. You notice that we're probably going to be using more of the timeshift stones in order to progress through this dungeon. Though, it's more different than you think, at least, in comparing to the last dungeon with timeshift stones. Anyway, we only have one way to go, and that's through this doorway. This dungeon is really unique in the way that it's not even a cave. Like, any dungeon we've faced previously was either a temple or in some way an area that could be, potentially hazardous that's huge. This is just a massive ship. It's way bigger than you would think. And it's quite a massive feat. And, I don't believe that there are many ships that are built to this size, especially in the Zelda universe. So, I don't know, I really like the aesthetic of this dungeon. Gameplay-wise, well, we'll get into it in a little bit. Anyway, there are always blessed butterflies around a place where you should strum. There's a wall here somewhere. There it is. I don't believe I need anything in particular, so let's just go with rupees. I can get a heart pretty easily, so as long as my octagon drawing skills haven't deteriorated with these pretty lenient motion controls, that should count. We should get a ton of rupees. There we go. Is that a silver rupee? Wow! I got a silver rupee from that. That's never happened before. That was well worth it. Alright. Well, let's keep exploring then. Going down this way is really just a diversion. There is nothing down here besides those 20 rupees. But it counts as basically a treasure chest, which I actually like a lot. That they would use the environment to get you that 20 rupees rather than always opening a small chest. Which, kind of... It's just a nice little change. Breaking away from the mold and formula. Anyway, looks like we're going to have some keys to fight here. I believe these are electric keys? Thunder keys. Found in desert habitats, these winged monsters are attracted to dark places such as caves. The internal organs generate electricity for attacking prey. So these are basically regular keys. I believe we've encountered them before. Yes, we have. I just may have not attacked them before, but there you go. Thunder keys. Like the Thundercats. And they actually do have a TV show called Thunder Keys in Hyrule. It's not a TV show, it's more of a folk tale. Thunder Keys. The singing is all there, though. You wouldn't believe how much singing there is. It actually gets quite insane sometimes. Well, regardless, we have a ton to see and do here. We don't need you causing havoc, so we're gonna bomb-bowl right into you. Let's go ahead and make our way across the sand. Oh, God. Wow. You barely make that without that tactic that I keep forgetting to use. Anyway, I believe running down here... Are we gonna attack? Wow. Where? I remember there being a ton of Ericas to attack. Maybe I'm just delusional. Or maybe that's coming up. I don't rightly remember. I mean, there are Ericas here. God, that still sounds like a name! Drives me insane! Anyway, back on topic, let's go ahead and continue further into the dungeon. The Sandship. So much fun to say. Alright, oh, I found the Ericas. I think. Well, let's just flail your Wii remote. And hold down Z and get to Jelly Blob. Skip! All of you. Alright, I can slow down. It's actually not recommended to flail all that often, or to do it, like, very slowly. I know that defeats the purpose of flailing, but your Wii remote will become uncalibrated a lot. Remember, a simple downward strike will counter that, and you will be recalibrated. Oh, look, Beamos. Master, please, look. That's not the Beamos. This large door here is sealed shut. This door must lead to an important room in the ship. Sealed shut, and there's barbed wire. Huh. How ominous. Well, regardless, we can't do anything about that, but as you know, as any Zelda fan, while we're here in a dungeon, It's gonna have some use later, and, well, you can infer what for. Thunder Keys! I would sing, but I don't want to. That's the simple fact. I don't want to sing, otherwise I would sing. Now, truth be told, this is probably... Well, I'm not necessarily terrible at the gameplay of this dungeon. It's definitely not one of my stronger ones. This and the Nayru mining facility are my least... well, you know, Nayru mining facility, of course, you've seen in the game, in the series, so far has been my weakest and most evil dungeon, but this one I'm also a little bit clunky on. My memory isn't as solid for this dungeon. While I consider it unique in aesthetic, gameplay-wise, it kind of all blends together, and that's probably my one complaint I could probably issue towards this specific dungeon. God, speak. But that just probably... I wouldn't blame this game at all for that, though. I actually have told this story before in either a past episode or a past series, but I'm going to go through it again, I guess. I've always been less partial towards deserts. Desert themes and such I actually find to be very boring. I just don't like them at all. Whether it be a Mario game, a Zelda game, or even a first-person shooter such as the Halo franchise, or just deserts in general. It's one of the main reasons I had so much trouble playing Fallout New Vegas for the longest time, and believe me, I wanted to play Fallout New Vegas. I played a lot of Fallout 3 when I was younger, and Vegas was just a desert that I couldn't get into. Maybe one day. But for now, you'll notice that there's one of these puzzles from... This puzzle from the Ancient Cistern. That's what it was called. But this time we actually are given the order pretty easily. So if you notice over here, there's this symbol on the ground with one red icon, and then the rest of them are blue. Symbolizes 1. Then we just gotta go over here, look for the second one, which is up. And then over here, which is 3, down and right. So down, up, down, right. Is that how it is? So let's give that a go. Down, up, down. That was terrible. Down, up, down, right. That's what I wanted. I'm in a new position. I moved my TV in a different way this time around since recording, so I haven't exactly found the perfect distance for the motion controls yet, so they tend to get uncalibrated a bit more. Uncalibrated, is that the right word? I have no idea. But anyway, let's open this treasure chest, and what did we get? Well, we got a small key. This key will open a locked door you can only use in this area. And in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we're going to use this small key at the top of the Sandship to get through that locked door in the area before we came downstairs. I've been on VF Chaotic Reunion, and I'll see you all then.